do you feel like, there's enough resources like SOBA or even maybe some others that kind of share the benefit of even being in this business? Because I would think that knowing that you have access to those resources actually makes it more attractive to jump in as well, because you know where you're going to go.
So that because I kind of was thinking about some of the other organizations and what they offer, but what's the actual question?
The question is, do you feel like that can be a lure to get people to join this industry, to say, hey, you have organizations like SOBA or other organizations out there that can give you some resources to help you launch into your business?
Absolutely. When I said that I cut my teeth with the first agency I was with, I got ripped off.
Mm,
Um, the individuals that were responsible for that, they didn't give a damn about us.
mm,
And excuse my French, but I mean, that's just real. They didn't. We were writing 60 and 45 Medicare Advantage policies a week. Now, I will say that was some of the best training, but we got ripped off.
mm.
Had I had an organization like SOBA, where I could reach out to even the founders, any of the key directors or members, or just say, hey, I see you're new too. What are you going through at the agency you're working with? I'm not asking you to come join me. I'm not asking for anything but some advice. If I had that, that would have meant the world to me. So the fact that we're able to go out and literally share this opportunity, or just the insurance industry is it's so multifaceted, right?
Yeah.
The fact that we're able to go out and talk to young people or talk to people who are changing careers, looking for another stream of income, the fact that we can introduce it to them coming from a safe space and we're not asking for your contracts or anything like that, I think makes all the difference. And I think we are able to usher in a new type of agent, a new type of mindset when they know they have an organization like that that backs them. And no knock to any of the others. I like the fact that we have different types of organizations because some are going to be focused on connecting you with carriers.
Mhm.
Some are going to be more focused on strictly professional development, and there's no real camaraderie. It's more like I'm a part of this organization, so I have a badge, if you will. I'm not knocking that, but what I am saying is we looked at the landscape and we saw what didn't exist, and that's what we want to champion. And that again starts with that safe space. But then it's also consumer facing. Right now, we're really focused on the agent, but as we're getting the kinks out, we will be focusing on the community because again, they need to know, hey, that's SOBA, or that's a Society of Black Agents agent, and
Right.
feel like I want to work with them. I feel like they know where I'm coming from. I feel like they'll recognize me and not just the money in my pocket.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's actually huge. So let's take that. So from a consumer standpoint, they can say, hey, look, I know this person is a SOBA agent. This is somebody who I can trust. What, in your opinion, because this was a part of the conversation we met in Atlanta a couple months ago now at the Black Friday event, and a part of the conversation down there was, what is it that we need to show, or should we be showing certain elements of the lifestyle in order to get people attracted to the business? What do you feel? What do you feel will attract young talent, or even career transitioning talent into the insurance industry and the financial services industry?
Well, I do think it can no longer be like a stuffy, this is a club, you have to look a certain way, you have to think a certain way, and you got to be a shark. That was who I was surrounded with years when I was in my 20s and I started. That was kind of who I was surrounded by. And I think right now we're in a very, very opportunistic time for people who think like us, like a sober mindset, saying, hey, here's a safe space for you to come and grow and learn. And guess what? If you come and learn and you don't like it, you want to go off and be a roofer or whatever you want to do, we're not going to hold you. We're
Yeah.
glad we met you, and we want to make sure you have enough resources to take back to those roofers because everybody needs what we have, right? So it's that kind of just authentic, telling the truth, not trying to lie to people, swindle people. Or one of the things that turns me off about salespeople is it ends up being more about them than the product or me. Whether it's they are starving for a commission or starving for attention.
Mm,
That to me is I don't respect that. I don't think that really has any place when it comes to the way these young people think. They're not looking for that. They're looking for, how can I plug in?
right.
Can you show me the money and how can I plug in? And if it's a
Yeah.
good fit, I don't want to feel like I'm beholden to you. I want to work with you. I want to partner with you. I want to collaborate with you. That's what I'm seeing more so when it comes to young people, because there's so many different ways for them to make money, which is
Yep.
great. But I think when you work with an organization that says, hey, yeah, this is another avenue to make money, but it's also rooted in financial services.
That's
Let's
right.
have a plan. Let's show you how to make all of this money.
It's mission oriented.
Yes,
You know,
very much so.
absolutely. There's a purpose behind. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine about that. How in the younger generation, like you just said, hey, there's plenty of there's a lot of opportunities that people that a young driven person can leverage, to just generate income. But if they're going to align themselves with someone, whether it be an association or a company, they're looking for a purpose. They're looking for that mission, what's going to really make them feel like they're a part of something and moving towards making the world a better place. And definitely sounds like, that's what SOBA's, mission, is really in alignment with it, which is what I really, respect about what you and Tia have been building over the last year.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this question. So, you've been in the business now, for, almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years. I heard you call me seasoned. I said, yeah, I am. But
Oh, hey, look, and really, like once you get past like 3 to 5 years in this industry, you kind of in, like at that point. I mean,
yeah,
if you go 3 years, you in it. You're in it.
yeah,
You're not going
I
anywhere.
agree.
I
agree.
But yeah, 16. You're a wily old vet at this point.
Yep. Yep.
16 years. Um, you've been on the independent side. You've been on the corporate side and risen up. Into management levels as well. What keeps you motivated now?
What keeps me motivated is something you said earlier. You said, and I don't know exactly how you phrased it, but most people don't really understand what it means to be an insurance agent and all of the different opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so the thing that drives me, like for instance, today I was training a property and casualty agent, but they'd never been in Medicare before. So just starting out with, what's your why? What how do you see, how do you envision your life in the next 10 years? And really being able to take someone's vision and see how we can plug life insurance, Medicare, particularly right now, into that, and then mapping out a plan. So it still goes back to my financial planning roots, really, but working with agents to help them carve out a plan, figure out where I'm accountable to that plan, where they're accountable to that plan, and keep checking in and watching things flourish. Like, it makes me giddy. And I know sometimes the agents are like, she is on 10. But I know what's coming up for you. Once you get over certain hurdles, I know what's coming up for you. So that is really something that drives me and makes me really excited, just developing agents and having them turn around and say, you know what? You were right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of helping to cultivate, that new skill set, just like with you, hey, you kind of transferring some of that drive, right? By inspiring them to say, hey, look, you can learn this new skill, you've
Right.
been in PNC, but you can learn this Medicare.